Hello, this is Crypto Trading Apex, and we are here to give you a in-depth setup video for the new bot, the Chart Ninja. Now, the first step in setting up this bot is to create a brand new email address from scratch. We recommend Gmail because it's pretty simple to use, but if you feel like you want to use a different IMAP Gmail, that's fine. But we know the bot is optimized pretty well for Gmail. So you're going to create your Gmail account, and once you do, you're going to go ahead and go to settings, hit settings, and then it should bring you to this screen right here. Then you're going to click on forwarding and pop IMAP, and you want to make sure that IMAP is enabled. Once that's done, you're going to save your changes if it wasn't enabled, and you're going to go to accounts and imports. You're going to go to other Google account settings, and it should bring you to here. Then you want to go to security. Then after going to security, you want to scroll down so that you into this section right here, and you want to turn less secure apps access on. This needs to be on so the Chart Ninja bot can actually access your emails and then forward those signals onto BitMEX. It needs to be on. If you ever get an error and the bot's running and it says failure to connect, it's either because this is off or Google flagged the bot as possible malware, and you just need to basically log into your Google account and just hit authorize this connection was me, and then it'll work on any future signals. So once you do those two things, your Gmail is set up, it's good to go. Remember your own unique Gmail for your account. Once that's done, you want to go to your TradingView account and make sure that is set up properly. So you can go into your TradingView, and you're going to go ahead and go to your settings. So it's going to be your profile settings, and that's going to bring you right here. You want to make sure that these two emails are in. So this email should be already populated. Basically what this email is your regular account email that you made with TradingView. You're going to leave that alone. The second email is the email that you just made in Gmail, whatever email service you used. This email is only to be used with the trading bot, Chart Ninja. Don't worry that it says SMS and that it says phones. It's going to be sent to your email. This just gives you a way that you could send signals to a separate account than your actual real email address. So this is where you put it in. Once that is done, the setup for TradingView is done. So next thing you have to do is that you want to create your API keys. So you can go to API keys, you can click on API. Once you click on API, then you need to go to API key management, and it'll bring you here. You name it whatever you want. Demo. Leave this blank. For the key permissions, you want to make sure it says order, and you want to make sure that withdrawal is not clicked. Make sure that it's not clicked so no one can ever withdraw money from your account without your permission. Even with any service you use, even not us, anybody else, just make sure that it is unclicked. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and hit create API key, and it's going to give you an ID and a secret. Once you have that ID and secret, you're going to use that to put into the actual API setup with the bot itself. So now you have the ID and secret. You're going to go ahead and go to the login screen of the bot. And basically the login screen will look like this. And once you're in the login screen, you're going to get your own personal password and IP address to type in. Basically you type your IP address in up here. We will give you that IP address once you sign up for it. Your username is always going to be admin, and the password is going to be a unique password that only you have. You can hit login, and it will bring you here. You're going to go to configuration, and you're going to put whatever mode it is, test or real, depending on if you're testing it out with the API keys that are testing it on a real net. You're going to put your API key, your secret. If you're using Gmail, you're going to put imat.gmail.com. User, this will be the full Gmail address. So whatever at gmail.com, the password of your email address, and then origin folder is going to be inbox. Once you're done, you need to hit save value, and then it will all save. And then you go back to the screener, and then when everything is set up, we can go ahead and start the bot. You could probably go ahead and start it now if you wanted to, but I'm not going to start it because I didn't put my API keys in, so and my Gmail account in, so it's not going to connect anything. But if you look at the demo, once you hit start, it will connect to there. So once this is the only setup you have to do on the bot. Once you put in configuration, hit run bot, you never have to touch this bot again. Every once in a while, I would check it maybe once a day just to make sure that it didn't like time out or something like that. But as long as you see the numbers scrolling on the screen, that means it's running. If you ever get some type of error, just email us and we'll log into the bot and see what's going on and get it back up and running for you. Just like all computer programs, you never know when you might get a blue screen of death. All right, so after that is done, now we're going to go over basically the alert creations and how to set up the alerts in TradingView. So we're going to go back to TradingView here, and we're going to show you a real live example of alert creation and how powerful this bot can be. So this is one of the signals that we were tracking in our Telegram channel, and basically we were tracking a high time frame signal. So this is a 4-hour signal here, as you can see, 4 hour, and we had these two lines going on the signal. So we had this basically this big flag come up, and then we had it going sideways. And what a lot of people happen in other groups or other people were calling for longs or shorts before it even broke out. But we posted, hey, look, instead of just guessing which way it's going to go and get it manipulated by the market, how about you wait for confirmation? So what you would do is that you would click on create your line. So we created this line way before this drop happened. So we created this line back here. So we knew this was about the top. We knew about this was about the bottom. And what we wanted to do is enter in a order if these lines break. Now, since we're in a downtrend, we didn't want to do any long, but we wanted to do a short if this line broke and closed. So before this big candle even dropped, we clicked on this line and you had click add alert. And then we want to say, hey, look, if that line crosses down, so it crosses down and it closes, and the bar closes, because we want the bar to close. You don't want it to wick and then come back up and then we're screwed. So we want the actual bar to close. So the bar closed about right here. So bar closed, you put the expiration time, you can put if you want to play a sound. This is the key thing right here. Send email to SMS. You click on that, it will send the email to that section that we put, excuse me, the section that we put before, to that new Gmail account that you made. And then what this will do is that it will enter an order if it breaks and it breaks this line and closes below this line. So in this case, it would have entered a short at around 3,800, and then whatever your target was, it would have went to. So this was a next major support here, so maybe you put your target to 36 because you knew that, oh, that's a 200-point move. Sorry, 200-point move. What if you put it short here, because that's when the candle closed, and you just left it open? You would have caught all the way down to 3,500, so a 300-point move. So the way how you actually put what you want to do once it breaks a major trend line is that first you want to delete this out right here. And here are your options that you can do. So these are the options you can do. So you have to write it in this specific syntax. So position equals, and then whatever your position is, it could be the short or long, and then colon. Next line. Operation, is it going to be a limit order or a market order? We recommend market orders because with limit orders they can get dicey, because if it doesn't get posted immediately, then it counts against your account, and then if you try to put a closing price, then it might do your closing price first. So you can do limit orders and do retest on it, but it doesn't work as well as doing a market order. If you do a limit order, then you put the limit entry price. So if you say that the trend line you had in this example we had before, if this trend line broke at 39, but you wanted to do a short when it retests that, you can put limit 39, and then it would have to come all the way back up before it go into a short. So that's how you can use limit orders. But like I said, market tends to work better. Next, if it is a market order, instead of putting the entry price, you would just put 0. 0 means market order. So you put market and then 0. Profit type, it could be level or distance. So level is whatever specific price that you want to target, or distance can be a distance away from it. So if you entered the order at 3,600 and I want to get a profit at 200 points, I can put 200 for the distance, and it will move 200 further from what I enter in. So that's the difference between level or distance. Profit, that would be the level. So if you put level here, then it'll put the actual price you want to take profit at, or if it's distance, then it'll put how far away from your entry. Same thing with stop type. It could be level or distance. So the stop can be a number of the actual price, or it could be a distance away from your entry price. The leverage, this leverage must match up to your preset leverage. So before I go on, I'm going to go and show you that real quick. So whatever number you put here, you have to preset this leverage here. You don't want to be mixing up leverage in your trades. You're going to get errors. So maybe this week I'm only going to trade the major trend line, and I'm only going to do 10x, whatever leverage you put here, it has to match what it is on the signal and the bot. If it does not, then you'll get an error, and it will go out probably an account insufficient balance error because it's not calculating right. So you must preset that. If you ever get an error like that, the number one error is you forgot to preset your leverage. But that's the only thing you have to do on BitMEX side is preset your leverage, and then you're done. Then you just walk away from it. You never have to touch it again. So going back to the options, contracts, so it could be either contract or percentage. So if you know the exact contract amount, you can write contract and you can put the number of contracts, or you can put, hey, I always want to trade with a certain percentage of my account. So you can hit percentage, then you can say, hey, 20% of my accounts. So you can put the number of contracts or percentage of your contracts. Now percentage, you could just write the number. You don't have to put 0.2 or 20%. You just write 20. Just writing 20 alone means percentage if you write percentage here. So let's go over what an example order would look like. So this is what I would do. I would basically copy and paste this right here. As you see, this is a short order that's going to enter in a market order, and entry 0 go to market. Profit type equals level. So that means it's going to want to take profit when the order hits 3,100. Stop is level, so if it goes up to 37, I wanted to get me out of it, and I put leverage 10, and I want to use a percentage. I want to use a percentage of my contracts, which is 20%. So that's an example of an order. Remember, there's a colon after each line. Colon after each line. All right, so that is, I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Then we'll go back to TradingView. And then once you're back in TradingView, we're going to go ahead and copy paste, and boom, there is my order. And I hit create. And now that this line, now it goes into it. So right now, that's the green. That green shows that this line right here is on. It's active. So if this were to break, it would enter that short order, and it will take profits all the way down here. So that is the example of how to set it up. Now I can show you also a quick example with it in action. It was showed in the demo video, so you actually want to see how it works and actually how it sends it to your BitMEX account. you can look at the demo video. It actually shows you a signal going on. So if you ever want to test it out, what we do to test it out, we just change it to 5 minutes, and we just make a line, and we just kind of drag a line to a candle, and we force the order to happen. That way you can see it work out. Obviously, since this is a 4-hour and this line already broke, we're not going to get that again until it goes up and then back down, and then we'll get it again. But that is the basic setup on how to set up Chart Ninja and make it link it to your TradingView account. Before we leave, there's one thing I do want to show you, that you don't have to do trend lines. So in this case, I'm a big charter, so I'm charting trend lines all over the place. But what if you're not a big trader and you're not really good with trend lines? You're still practicing. What if you want to do something simple like RSI? If the RSI goes up or down or whatever, you can do that too. So let's say you had some alerts, maybe some Stokes, some RSI, CCI, MACD. A lot of people use MACD because it's very simple. You can easily do an alert on MACD as well. So let's say you're a swing trader and you want it on a 4-hour. You're like, you know what? If the MACD crosses down, I want you to enter short. So when this MACD crossed down, that was here. So we had a MACD cross down on the 4-hour right here. You would have caught this short from 4,000 all the way down to 3,500 if you went with a MACD cross. It's a powerful indicator there. So an easy indicator you could have done is just say, hey, when the MACD, when this line in the MACD crosses that line in the MACD, and you can easily add alert for your indicators. So when you go back to your alerts, remember, you can put an alert on anything. So you can put this alert line on the MACD line, and then you could basically add alert and then change it to MACD right here, MACD, and say, hey, when the signal line, which is the blue line, crosses down on a 4-hour, and then you can just put the same signal, short at this price, whatever market. So you can pretty much do it on anything you want to. All right, so that's all I have today. If you have any further questions or comments, you could go ahead and email us. Go through our website and use the contact us button. That's probably better than leaving a comment on YouTube. Thank you.